Hello and welcome to Jupyter Notebook Part 2. We're plotting today. Plotting. So what you're going to do today is, last time you should have generated some numbers, and now we're going to visualize those numbers by graphing them. So how do we do this? We are going to split screen again. So go to jupyter.org, and you're also going to split screen with this. So let's go there. I'm going to take this guy and put him, so he's over here and he's half the screen. Okay, I'm going to be copying and pasting this file into the other one. Okay, and then let's make one over here and call it jupyter.org. Okay, this time we're going to use Jupyter Lab. Jupyter Lab is located down here. First, I'm going to try it in my browser. Click. And then I'm going to go to, instead of Jupyter Notebook like we did last time, we're going to do Jupyter Lab. Jupyter Lab allows you to upload data. Jupyter Notebook doesn't allow you to upload data. That's why we're using this one today. Okay, looks like it has saved some of my stuff here. That's nice. Let's start a new notebook. New notebook in Jupyter Lab. So I'm going to be cutting and pasting the other screen into here, and then I can print it out at the end, or save it as an executable, and high five. Okay, so first line of code. This is going to be the video tutorial. You don't have to, you can just watching this right now. Okay, setting up your notebook. So what I'm going to do is copy and paste all of this. This is the first thing I'm going to do is set up my libraries. And then I can hit play or shift enter. Okay, so it's imported on my libraries. How do I know that's working? I can just type in pi, and look, it's giving me pi now. So the Jupyter Notebook has imported the libraries. Okay, let's say I want to graph this code, right? I'm gonna make some x's and y's. Make some numbers here. So let's say x is just 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's how you would do it. High five. So if I want to print x so I can see what that looks like, there you go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's make a y variable and call it this stuff right here. Ooh, it actually copied. Cut. Okay, copy. Control C, not control copy. Okay, so there's my y variables. Just put them on the same command line. And there's my x's and y's. Okay, so if I wanted to print y, you guys can imagine what that will look like. Good, worked. Okay, now I've got these sets of numbers. I want to plot them. The basic plot you make in the science class is called a scatter plot. It's x versus y. So the way you do that in a command is plt.plot x comma y. Plt because it's coming from this library right here. And I've called everything in that library plt. And the plot is like, it's just doing x versus y. It's a scatter plot. Okay. So if I hit shift enter, it will make me a graph. Very nice. I hate these kinds of graphs. I don't like it when you connect the dots. So in order to not connect the dots, I'm going to put a comma x in there. The x has little apostrophes next to it. If I hit shift enter, you can see that it makes little x's for each data point. So this one right here is 0, 0, 0, 0. This one is 1, comma 1, right? 1, comma 1, 1, comma 1. The next one is 2, comma 4, 2, comma 4, right? So you can see it's plotting all of these x's versus y's. That's nice. Okay, also in science class, we put labels on. How do I put labels on? plt.xlabel. This is a function, so it needs parentheses. And then I can just call this time, seconds, end apostrophe, and parenthesis. So if I do shift enter, you can see that right here on the x-axis, it says it's time in seconds. Let's capitalize it just to be picky. And then if I want to do something on the y-axis, plt y label. And then apostrophe position meters. Okay. There you go. So this is going to make labels on my axes, right? So I can get data points and labels. All right. So this is these commands here are going to be, you're going to use these a lot today. You're going to plot X versus Y, and you're going to do this for, you have to label your graph, right? Okay, so how do I do this? I mean, up to now, you've been making number sets with NP array. You can do the same thing with NP array. But a lot of the time, you already have data collected from an experiment or something, and you just want to make a graph. So usually you have the data somewhere, like on a spreadsheet or something. And so I'm going to walk you through how to import a spreadsheet. So really quick, you can actually find spreadsheets on this website called Kaggle. Kaggle is like run by Google, and it's a machine learning and data repository. I'm just going to make it big so you guys can see. It's hard to see in the back, right? So, but like, so if I click under data sets, it sorts them by category. So these are trending data sets, like weather and air quality of Indian cities is a big one. Fertility, penguin sizes. Wow. All right. Anyway, so there's a bunch of them. They like movie, TV show. They do a bunch of like categories, and you can try to find one. The nice thing about Kaggle is it always provides you the let's look at penguins. It provides you a you can download it, and it always is a CSV file, a comma separated value file. Half the battle of getting your data in a way that is clean sometimes, and these are nice because they're already cleaned up for you. So if you click download on these, it always says log into Google. If you haven't logged into Google, it's going to be okay. If you don't have a Google account, then you can just go to Canvas, and I've uploaded some data sets for you, like right here. These ones you can use. You can just download them right from Canvas. It saves you a little, if you don't care, or if you don't have a Gmail, or you can do that. Okay, this is called penguin size. So I'm just gonna move this to my desktop and then open it, because I've downloaded it in a zip file and I've unzipped it. So if I go find penguins on here, I'm just curious what it is gonna look like. Ooh. So you can open it up in Excel or whatever. It's gonna show you. So here we go. We have species, island, length, depth, flipper length, mass. Okay, so let's say I want to use this data set and make a graph with these numbers, right? How would I do that? Okay, so now this is why we're using Jupyter Lab. So let's go to the split screen where we have Jupyter Lab. Right, the other one. Enrique's smart here. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so we'll make it smaller. There we go. Okay, so here we go. I wanna import. All right, so what you have to do for this is you go into upload files. So you click right here, and then you select the penguin data set from your desktop. There it is, penguin size. And it will upload it right here. Okay, and it shows you what it looks like over here. So it's also looks like it opens in a new tab. So I'm gonna go over here where I'm working. And you have needed to have imported pandas to import your file, which we already have if we ran the code right. So the command is like read CSV. I'm going to copy and paste it. It's down here in this, it's in this file right here. So data, copy, oh my gosh. I'm just copy the whole thing. Copy, paste. All right, so we go back. So the command is going to be pd read CSV, and then you have to put the name in of your file. So the name of this one is like penguin size. Let me delete all this so you can see it a little bit better. Sorry, this is a little hard to see. So here's the name of it. It's case sensitive. You have to type it in. Penguins _size.csv. So that should work. All right, I hit enter. There was no error message. That's always a good sign. How do I see it? I can just type in data, and it will display part of the data set. It looks like it's 344 rows, 7 columns long. That's how big the data set is, and it's only showing like the first 4 and the last 5 or 6 rows, right? Okay, so now I've got the data inside of my Jupyter notebook. I can now graph it. But I can't graph it unless I define X and Y variables first. So here's how you would do that. So you would call it data, brackets. So brackets, this data is called a data frame. When you read in, it reads in as a data frame, and so you have to use brackets, and then you have to specify the column name with apostrophes. So the column name, we could do species, island, but dude, you can't graph words. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm making a scatter graph, I have to think here, right? Like which one do we want to graph? Let me go back to Excel really quick because it's not showing the whole thing. So let's say I want to do body mass is one of my axes, and maybe flipper length. Flipper length versus body mass, right? They're both numbered axes. So that sounds good to me. Flipper length versus body mass. And you have to type it in perfectly. So flipper length. What was the name of it? Flipper length _ millimeter and body mass in gram. Okay, let's see if I can. So that will be the X, and then this will be the Y. Body mass gram. Apostrophe. All right, there you go. So it's defined these as X and Y. If you want to look at them, again, you can do X, and it should print the first sum of them. So see how you can go back and look and make sure your data is correct. Sometimes it's a good way to double check. And then we do just PLT plot. PLT plot X comma Y. Let's just do that and see if we need to. It's going to connect the lines or whatever, but let's just see what happens. Oh my gosh, look at this craziness. So let's definitely put in data points and see what it looks like. Like that. See how that's much better, right? You shouldn't connect the dots here. Anyway, you need to label this and do the magic. So this is just an example of a penguin data set. Anyway, this is how you would bring in data into your Jupyter. And your assignment is to find your own data set, make your own graph. Don't do the penguin one. That's cheating. But yeah, this is actually a cool data set, like the penguin data set. Look, there's some correlation here. Look at that. So as our X variable goes up, our Y variable goes up. So as flipper length goes up, body mass goes up. That seems to make sense. Generally speaking, that's true, right? Like as you get a larger flipper, like maybe you could do this with humans, right? If your arm is bigger, then you weigh more, right? In general. And then you put in there. This is going to be in grams or millimeters and grams, right? So that's actually kind of cool. It kind of looks like a penguin if you look at it sideways. Look, the penguin is jumping off the cliff, leaning forward off the cliff. Isn't that cool? The penguins jump off cliffs sometimes. I don't know if you know that. Okay, I'm going to stop the madness here, and then you guys can. So just so you guys know, how do I'll say one more thing if you're like at home doing this because you weren't here. How do I turn this in? So the way you would turn this in at the end is File, Save and Export Notebook as executable script. And then you're going to turn this into Canvas because this actually has all your code that you've typed in. See how it typed in my data flipper length? Just put that into Canvas so that I know that you did something. And Canvas can read a PY file. It can't read a JPYN file or whatever. IPYNB file. It can't read that. But it can read a PY file. All right, have a good day, you guys. Good luck and have a happy visualization day.